it's just a great day, getting this good news from the hospital in Cincinnati that Damar Hamlin's opened his eyes and is squeezing the hands of his loved ones. Exactly the sort of signal that we needed to see as he's being brought out of his sedated state. Just a sigh of relief I'm having right now.
Yeah. I don't think there's any question that that is huge, and that's what we've all been hoping for and ultimately praying for. And just incredible news coming out of Cincinnati right now, which is awesome. And it's interesting. You sit there, and I had an opportunity to listen to you and Kurt as I was driving home. We went to dinner with some friends of ours and watched it unfold on the TV there in the restaurant. And obviously, searching for answers and searching for information, which nobody really had. But I thought you did a tremendous job as I was driving home listening to you guys. But, we were all shaken up for that because we understand there's a 100% likelihood that you're going to get hurt when you play the game. We understand that. We even understand the potential of paralysis and everything else. But you don't go on the field thinking, hey, this could be the last time I'm ever, I'm alive. You just don't think that way as a player. And so it was dramatic, I think, for all of us. And I think one of the things for me, as I sat and kind of contemplated what was going on, I was praying for Damar and his family. I thought to myself, oftentimes we all face tragedy. There's oftentimes we all face disappointment and things that don't work out in our lives. And oftentimes we shake a hand at God and say, why me? And I'm sitting there thinking, why not me? And why have I been so blessed? Why have I had all these things work out for me? And so it was an opportunity for me to not only pray for that man's family, but also to recognize my own blessings and to have some intentional gratitude for the great things that have happened in my life. And anyhow, I'm just really, really happy to hear the news about Damar. And again, we'll just continue to pray for him and his recovery.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. We've been talking about here for the last 24, 48 hours as we've had various guests on who have either played or love the game. That just to what you just said, Mark, about knowing the dangers of playing the game and every snap could bring it, that you kind of don't think about it, and then to have it completely in front of your eyes in the most jarring manner of watching your teammate need CPR and then ambulanced off. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what the next snap of football is going to be like. What do you think the next snap of football is going to be like, Mark?
I think for them ultimately, like this great news, there'll be some relief because there is that aspect, that you get back to it. And I was on a football field in Greeley, Colorado, when we had a teammate break his neck, and the ambulance came on the field, and we were doing a goal line drill, and we just moved the drill down to the other end while our teammate was being hoisted and lifted into to an ambulance. So, like, you have that. And by the way, I was sitting there going, really? We're going to continue to practice? Really? This is what we're going to do? And yet, that is kind of football. And there's a reason only 1,500 people are blessed enough athletically to play it. And as I always joke around, stupid enough to play the game. It is part of your fabric of your being. It is probably all of our first loves as little boys that we grew up playing it. And so there is something special. I always quote a line from The Alarm, an 80s band that I really liked. And one of the lines in one of their songs was, it's the lifeblood that courses through my veins. And that's how I feel about football. So there is going to be a moment of kind of relief because your brother and your teammate and your friend and the guy that you have loved and spent a lot of time with looks like he's coming out the other side. And so there'll be some relief in that, and then getting back to playing the game, I think, is that, oddly enough, I think there'll be some relief in that as well.
Well, I guess it's a good thing that culturally we've evolved as a sport to have stopped the game, right? I know there's a whole conversation as to how long it took to stop the game and who's the ones who was eventually, led to stopping it. But if you're saying you were practicing when your teammate was put in an ambulance with a broken neck on the other side of the field, and even at that time you were wondering, why are we doing it? What was that, in the late 90s? What you're talking about there, mid 90s?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, late 90s, like 97, 98. Yeah.
So I mean,
there has been that evolution, and I really, like, to me, I really don't care how long it took, and I know there's a lot of people that jump on and say it should have been canceled immediately. But you're trying, you're in the fact gathering and information finding stage. And bottom line for me is the right decision was made. Like I know it maybe not have been on the timeline that some people like, but the bottom line, it was made, and that hasn't always been the case when it comes to the National Football League and the way we love the game. So we have made some progress in that regard to understanding the humanity of the game that we play.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.